Well, joining me now in the studio is one half of the winning duo, European Debating Championship, Ayal Hayut-man. Ayal, welcome.
Hello, Elon. It's a pleasure to be here.
What was the feeling like in the room when it was announced that Tel Aviv had won the tournament?
It was very exciting, definitely. I mean, as you said, it's the second year in a row, and still having this experience and knowing that, all the teams in the final were obviously wonderful and did a fantastic job, and knowing that we won it was definitely very, very thrilling and exciting.
Over a third of the teams that made the quarterfinals in the English as a second language category across Europe were from Israel, which also managed to get 3 teams into the open runoff. What is the secret behind Israel's preponderance on the international debating circuit?
Well, first of all, we like to argue, as every Israeli
would
know. But I think more than that, it's just the fact itself that Israel is, like in many other fields, the fact that Israel is isolated, it's managed to make it an advantage, meaning it's harder for Israelis to go to tournaments abroad simply because it's more expensive. For a Dutch person, for example, to go to a tournament in Germany would be pretty simple. For Israel, the Israeli league has to do a lot of its activities on its own, meaning to host a lot of tournaments, much more than almost any other circuit in Europe, except for maybe the UK. And I think that's a lot of it, meaning being able to have a very strong judge pool, first of all, people who are staying for long times, even after they've won their own tournaments. People like in Tel Aviv, we have Sela and Omer Nevo, who won in 2011 and 2012.
So we've been forced out of necessity to cultivate the resources at home. Okay, well, is debating just good fun, or is there a broader social benefit from acquiring these skills? You say Israelis like to argue, but this is arguing with rules.
Yeah. I think there is a lot of social benefits to debating. I think, first of all, on a personal level, it builds up analytical skills, expression skills, being able to express yourself more eloquently. And I think this is one thing that's hugely important for a lot of people. But more than that, it's the ability to listen. It's the ability, when you get a debate and you have 2 sides and you're not necessarily going to represent the side you agree with, just the fact that you're able to be flexible and to be able to represent something you disagree with is, I think, very important in terms of opening up mentally opening you up and allowing you to be able to investigate other possibilities and to critically think of your own positions.
Are you finding that the education system is investing in terms of helping children and university graduates develop these debating skills?
Well, I think there is much progress that's been done in recent years. I mean, there are many schools nowadays that have debating programs, and it's an expanding project by the Ministry of Education. And universities, today every university in Israel has a debating society, and some of the colleges as well. So it's a work in progress. It's something that's being developed.
You know, we saw video of the crowd when the results were announced, crying "Tel Aviv, Tel Aviv." What sort of effect do you think it has on people from foreign countries when they see such a large contingent of Israelis turning up at international tournaments?
Well, it's an interesting question, because obviously, like in Europe, especially in the UK, there is some anti-Israeli sentiments, especially within academia and let's say political elites. And I think the ability to be there and to discuss on the same terms is something that's hugely important. And it's not only that. I mean, for example, I have a few friends from Malaysia who are debaters, and being able to meet them there and to show them for the first time what Israelis are, and for us to know what Malaysians or people from...
Not that Israel could compete at the Malaysia World Competition.
That is true. Not their fault, not the fault of those debaters specifically, obviously, but the ability to be able to meet people from other places and to change opinions is, I think, something very helpful for Israel, and to be able for people to see that there is another side to Israel.
Eyal, thank you very much. Mazel tov on your victory, and best of luck in future tournaments.